7:13. Man, it's 28 degrees. And there's no wind at all. The air's pretty dry. So hopefully that'll keep my sitting down. My nose is running so bad. Ragweed pollen is supposed to be down today to very low, so hopefully by this afternoon I'll be feeling better. They may be moving in different times than a couple weeks ago, but as little pressure as they get around here, I'm hoping that that'll affect them a lot less. Because I'd rather have the middle of the day with my family. But I'll hunt them where and when they are. Wherever and whenever that is. So I can't wait to check the camera. Until then, I'll just be sitting here being patient. I guess I'll give it till about 9 like I usually do, and then I'll grab that SD card, take it up to the house. And that'll give me a lot better idea of what time I should expect them over here at least. If I don't like the time I see on the camera, I'm going to try to backtrack and find an area where they're coming through at the time that I like to see them. Because when people say, oh, you're only going to see deer at such and such time, well, you're only going to see deer such and such time at that place. They didn't disappear off the face of the earth the other times. They're just somewhere else doing something else. Well, I don't know what happened, but that same buck from 2 weeks ago that I got on camera, he came out close to the same place. And he crossed where I did the drag rag. But when he crossed, and he was running, and he jumped over the fence and went into the tree line about the same place as 2 weeks ago. I may have to move my stand up there closer to the top of the hill. I grunted at him 3 times, and he stopped every time I grunted at him. And then I did a snort wheeze, and he stopped again, and he looked this way, and he acted like he wanted to come this way, but then he kept looking toward up the hill, like he was being chased by something. He was worried about something coming after him from the opposite direction. I'm afraid I missed him this morning already. That's a smaller of the 2 bucks that I've seen here. So I guess I'll give it a little more time and see if anything else comes. But I definitely need to check that spot where he crossed, because that's 2 times I've seen him, and 2 times he's crossed in the exact same place. And if I can get him to stop when I'm sitting over there, I'll get a shot. Good afternoon. I'm in my new setup. I've got my little stand, which is my wife's stand. I don't know how high up I am. I'm not quite as high as I was in the other setup, but the tree limbs get pretty thick, and so this is pretty much as high as I could go. I think the feeder just went off a minute ago, but it's about 115 yards away from where I am now, so I won't be able to get a shot at it. I've got the decoy set up over there, so they'll walk over behind her and quarter away from me. The trail is right there. That's where that buck has gone 2 mornings
2 out of 3 mornings he's gone to that same spot, so I'm feeling pretty confident if I don't see anything this evening that I'll get a shot at him in the morning, if he's legal. I hope he is, but I'll at least be able to get a much better look at him this time. This is my new camera arm. Not muddy. It's my bow hanger. My jacket. Backpack. Now all I need is some deer to come. Morning, YouTube. It's 6:15. I hope I'm able to tell that he's legal at the opposing tree line. That way I don't have to worry about trying to figure it out at the last second. It makes me a little nervous trying to judge him. I hope he's, or maybe it'll be a different buck well beyond the legal limit, but having an antler restriction just makes it really tough. But I guess that's the idea, to get more bucks walking instead of killed. So not quite as cold as yesterday. It's 30. It was 28 yesterday morning, but the wind is about the same, just barely, if any. I'm all set up. These tree limbs are hanging down just to the right height where I can draw, and he can't see me on the opposing side. But when he gets into shooting range, I'll have an open shot still. Should be a good morning. See what happens. That buck yesterday came at 7:30. It's 6:30 right now. So maybe about an hour and a half. It makes a huge difference having some warm coffee this morning in the stand. I doubt it's the 2 degrees warmer that's making the difference. It's even helping warm my fingers up. That's nice. It's really hard to shoot a bow with cold hands. Hour to go. I'm getting excited. I really think this is gonna work. Well, down at the feeder, there's a big hog. there's only 30 minutes till that buck might come, so I'm not going to get down and try to put a stalk on it. I'll see if I can get some footage of him. He's pretty big, and I know it would be cool to get a pig down on video, but it's just too close to the time that buck's gonna come. I don't want to mess that up for sure. Well, still haven't seen one yet. About to check the time. I think it's probably about 8:30. You know, if I see a buck on this stand 50% of the time, that's still pretty darn good. It's 8:55. Still no deer. A few trucks have driven by, so the road's been pretty busy. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I'll probably sit here till about 10. And then I'll go scout around on the other side. This is fine for a morning spot, but I'm not getting any activity in the evenings. So I think I need to set up on the other side of the property for the evening. That's the only place I've seen deer in the evening, is on another pipeline on the other side of the house. Okay, folks. So a hog and 3 deer. It might have been the same doe. I don't know. But a solid little 8-point. And 1 or 2 does. It might have been the same one. So that's pretty good. It's getting pretty hot. We're gonna start packing up to go home here in a minute. So thanks for watching, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week I'm going back to Cape Royale. And hopefully I'll get a big buck there. I won't even have to worry about this coming weekend, but this weekend is going to be the start of a week-long of hunting here in Henderson. And the second rut should be starting. So it should be a really good week.